What's up, everybody? Kramzer and Joe here, and we are coming at you with a new album review, Lana Del Rey's Blue Banisters, which came out last Friday, her second one of this year, and her eighth one since 2012. So all of our frequent complaints that artists generally aren't as prolific as they were back in the day need not apply with Miss Del Rey because she's pumping them out quite a lot. Obviously, no Jason here. He did review the last one. I think that was on GMA, but I can't remember. Not a big Lana Del Rey fan. Obviously, Joe and I are gaga for Del Rey. And spoiler alert, this one is no different. What do you think?
Are we getting right into the reviews here? I mean, you just gave your entire review away, but I guess I can jump right in and say, yes, I enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed it more than her last from this year as well. It's close. They're different, which I think is good. It's not this like one continuation of the same theme for her. So I think that helps. And I just liked it a little bit more. I think the lyrics are a little more personal. In this one, it seems like she's like just out of a bad relationship. She's mourned, and now she's kind of like healing and putting out, her process in this album. And a lot of good lyrics. Really like the lyrics. I'm not a lyric guy in general, but I always try and pay attention to Lana because I do think she's clever and funny and interesting.
Yeah, I keep calling it kind of being a healing album. She does seem to be having like a bit more fun on this. Like it's a little bit playful. I did not like it as much as Chemtrails, but I still think it's great. I'm giving it 4 stars out of 5, and it might grow. Main thing that kind of brings it down is it is a lot of the same rhythm and kind of the same down tempo kind of stuff, which a lot of her stuff has been for the past few albums. I mean, you're not going to get that Born to Die pop sensation kind of style from her lately. But I think there's just a little bit too many tracks that aren't quite, probably could have been cut, and too many slow piano ballads. There's very little percussion on this album at all. So I think other than needing like maybe a jolt in the arm, just to kind of get the blood rushing again, gets a little tiresome. And the fact that I don't think there's quite as many bombastic bangers as there are on Chemtrails is why I like it less. But 4 stars is a great rating for me. So, I think it's a tremendous part of her catalog. I keep waiting for one of her albums to be a dud. Like, I'm just like, well, she can't keep pumping out so much good material, but man, she does.
Yeah, I mean, I do hear your criticism. It is like, is there even drums on the first like 3 tracks? Like, I don't even remember where the drums kick in. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but it is, a lot of that kind of, hipster jazz sort of like piano vocals, and then like one more chord, more vocals. Like that kind of gets into a rut a little bit, and it's missing that like, oh my God moment like you get on Chemtrails with White Dress. Like there's nothing quite that, glorious on this one. But she does get into like a little bit of the ultra violence kind of singing, like where she's like, it's like a Disney princess on, Downers or something. But I love the way she, she flutters her voice and really just goes low to high, and just so interesting of a singer. I love her voice, and she does get into that a little bit. Yeah, there probably is like 3 too many tracks on this because some of them do kind of blend in with each other. But I also have it 4 stars. I have both this and Chemtrails at 4 stars, and I think I just like it a little bit better, probably because Jack Antonoff's not the producer on this one. She just went with a whole bunch of different producers, which you can't really tell because it really just is the Lana Del Rey show. There's really no, there's no like distinguishing marks of these producers. It's just what Lana Del Rey, wants us to hear.
Yeah. you touched on at the beginning that it is definitely different than Chemtrails, but it's not a really big it's not a big separation from her common aesthetic from what's going on here. Her vocal quality is always so good. I think the way they do her voice on almost all of her albums is just a perfect amount of like reverb and resonance, where it's just kind of like just evaporating in the room. But like you said, and I like Chemtrails more. I gave it 5 stars. One thing this album does have on Chemtrails is she really lets her voice go a lot more on this than she does on Chemtrails. I mean, I love when she does the really quiet, soft aesthetic where you really need headphones to appreciate every little like breath and whisper that comes out. I love that. But even on a song here, like on Dealer, she really starts to, get a little bit more emotive and powerful and louder and stronger. But let's go through the album a little bit here. I love the opener. I love kind of the half loungy Western. And then it expands into this big kind of, not big, but very casual big pop melody, which is actually kind of reminiscent to me of like Born to Die, but it's just like a lot more just like under a blanket almost. The whole album is mostly piano and strings, some percussion here and out. And she's singing with that loungy, soft, quiet control. And then it's got like this cool Western quality throughout. Obviously, you get that little Ennio Morricone interlude type thing. But there are, I love a couple of songs on Chemtrails far more than the standouts here, especially White Dress, like you said. But I think Textbook is great, Blue Banisters. I really like Black Bathing Suit. And to me, the best song on the album is If You Lie Down With Me, which kind of gave me weird, like Bob Seger vibes almost with the piano. Like it's kind of earnest and cool. I love the horns at the end of it too. Yeah, the lyrics are a little bit more mature on this. Like she doesn't have as many like pop culture references to old vinyl albums and stuff like that. It's a little bit more storytelling and personal. But for me, it gets a little bit troublesome towards the end with like Nectar of the Gods, Living Legend, Cherry Blossom. I think Sweet Carolina was a fantastic closer, which is, I think, kind of like a love letter to her friend or maybe like her sister, I think I read, where they're like trying to get over a boyfriend together. And they have that great line where she's like, fuck you, Kevin, or whatever. That was so cool. I mean, she's a great lyricist. She's unabashed and she always does her like, I'm complicated, so what? I'm lovesick, lonesome. Here's just a big shitstorm of my feelings. It's great. She's never trying to hide how guilty or shameful she can be. I love it. So having a song like Sweet Carolina, where she's like helping someone through these similar emotions, was really cool. Overall, yeah, I like most of these songs a lot. I think it will grow on me the more I listen to it. I've listened to it 3 times. But yeah, just a little bit of just that rut at the end where you feel like you heard the better versions of these songs in the first half of the album. It's kind of what kills it a little bit for me. But yeah, I mean, what else can I say? I think she's just one of the best working artists around today. I think she's fantastic. I love her as an artist, and I think she's now proven that she's just a pro. Like she's putting out so much good material so fast. It's great.
Yeah, it's pretty tough to put out 2 4-star plus albums in the same year, especially when they're different in the scope and the sound. And yeah, that's impressive. Her work ethic, very impressive. I've liked pretty much everything she's done, except Honeymoon was kind of meh. But everything else since Born to Die in 2012, pretty good. And this one is no exception. I like all the songs you mentioned. Black Bathing Suits might be my favorite. It has like this cool waltz in the verses and then switches over to like a 4/4 time. And like the music drops out. Like it's complex. The lyrics are cool. Like she just has like a attitude about her and her lyrics that I love. And probably Violets for Roses is another one with really kind of cool lyrics. The part where she sings, ever since I fell out of love with you, I fell back in love with the city. And before that, it's ever since I fell out of love with you, I fell back in love with me. So it is kind of like you get that like over a bad breakup and sort of like, this is me kind of like living my life. I'm back, like I'm happy again, learning to love myself, et cetera, et cetera. Not so much a smart ass. a little more sincerity, I think. So yeah, I really like it. I've listened to it 3 times, and I think I like it more each listen. I always have these listens where it's like the first time I kind of like fall in love with something, and then I listen to it another time. Like the second time, I'm always like doubting myself as I'm listening to it. So you really need that third time to decide, like, okay, I really do like this, and it got to 3 listens, so I really do like it, and it's really a 4-star for me.
Very nice. Well, there you have it. Would be interested to see what Jason would say. Even though I would be pretty sure he doesn't like it, at least to compare it to Chemtrails, but we'll have to wait to our year-end reviews. Hopefully we'll get some more reviews coming at you. My Morning Jacket just released another album. Maybe we can get to that, or just remaster the MMJ video with you in general. But let us know what you guys out there think of Lana Del Rey and Blue Banisters. Stay tuned for what we got coming up with our Artist of the Week and Album of the Year series. And we're pumping out more and more just kind of random, random videos that either make sense or don't make sense. But we're putting them out there for you. So thanks for checking this out. Let us know what you think. On behalf of Joe and Kramzer, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and we'll see you next time on Listography. Bye-bye.